She's one of Canada's most notable authorities on life transformation and relationship building. She's certified by the prestigious Matchmaking Institute of New York, and she's helped her extensive list of notable clients discover the secrets to building loving and long-lasting relationships. With more on how we can really all live our best life, the total package, and to talk about her new book, Becoming the Total Package, we are joined by Aviva Reimer. Good to have you with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with the basics. I mean, what does it mean by becoming the total package?
It's becoming more self-aware and trying to identify some of the things that we might not be aware of or we don't know about ourselves. And that usually comes after some traumatic experiences that forces you to look inward versus outward and figure out what's going on.
And I love that idea, you know, that you're not just saying, okay, who's the person out there for me? You go, who am I? And how do I transform myself and make sure all my pieces are in place in order to attract that kind of person in your life?
That's right. You want to be very well equipped to be able to sustain a great relationship, right? So a lot of people are conditioned by their environment and they don't necessarily always have these tools. So through the book, I tried to reach out, you know, sort of hand in hand, help people go through life and identify those things and reinvent themselves so that they're able to sustain those kind of long-term relationships for life.
Everyone has their different experiences with heartbreak. What's your best advice for somebody who is going through something?
So there's a couple of things that are really important. My number one thing that I recommend always is fitness, because it's so good for the mind. It builds your confidence, it makes you feel better, you get to distress. The first thing that you should do when you have heartbreak or when you're going through challenging things is just get right into the gym or do something active. The other one is have a good support system around you. So when I talk about decluttering your friends and compartmentalizing your relationships and saving those important relationships and sort of, you know, getting rid of the people that really suck the life out of you, so to speak, right?
Yeah,
So
you can definitely feel
levels.
lighter, right? I mean,
Exactly.
as soon as you start to do that and make that decision and that choice.
That's right. It's a choice.
Yes.
Right? I always say you choose to be happy. So when you're doing all these things and you're creating this type of environment for yourself, it's very supportive when you start working on yourself, and it's amazing when you're having your, you know, amazing relationships with a significant other.
Because I have you sitting here, I want to go through some scenarios if you don't mind.
Sure.
And we would love your advice on these. Okay, so
Okay.
let's bring up the first one. What is the biggest mistake people make on a first date?
Oh, okay. They talk too much sometimes, and they don't pay attention to how they're presenting themselves. So they might be like a little too casual sometimes, or, you know, that shows that they've been sort of running off their feet and they didn't pay attention to actually presenting themselves well. They don't allow themselves to be vulnerable. So,
Because that's a scary place to be, especially if
It
you're on a
is.
first date. And when you're on that first date, what would you suggest? Would you suggest dinner, a bar for drinks, lunch?
It depends on personality. You know, personality really speaks loud, right? So it could be a coffee date, it could be a traditional dinner date. Now people are doing spin classes together. Now people are just going for a simple walk. You know, it could be simple, it could be extravagant, depending on the person.
I've had a lot of friends say, I just don't like the process. I don't like the dating process. So what would you say to them?
Go to a matchmaker.
Oh, yeah?
Go to a matchmaker or an introduction firm. I know there's a lot of misconceptions about that, but you get to actually identify the type of person you want to meet, and the matchmaker just vets everybody, pre-qualifies everybody, so that when you do have a connection, you know that everything else is lined up and check boxes are checked off.
Everyone wants to be seen and to be memorable. So what tips do you have on making a memorable first impression?
Be courageous, smile, make eye contact, and really talk about things that are important to you. Try to laugh and be outgoing. Everybody wants to be around outgoing, positive people.
What if that's not your authentic self? If you're a bit more on the introverted side?
You know, probably do a little bit of research about it, or talk to a friend, ask for some good advice that you could take to a date with you.
Biggest mistakes people make when it comes to online dating?
Oh, boy.
Oh, the list is long. Can you give me one?
They ghost you, and they keep their interaction online way too long. They need to jump on a call. They need to actually get face to face and really be diligent about that.
Oh my gosh, I could go on and on with questions.
Yeah, we could be here for days.
We could be here for days, but we appreciate your time this morning, Aviva. Thanks for being here. Remember, Becoming the Total Package hits shelves on July 13th.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.